Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back here with you with Pink and Main. Tonight, we are playing with the new March stamp of the month, stamps and dies of the month, I guess, as well as a stamp and die set from the Crafty Courtyard Kit. And because I'm still feeling very springy, we're going to bring in some of the Happy Days pattern paper because it's so fun. We're going to do some embossing, some coloring. It's going to be a good time. I saw lots of people in the comments. Michelle, I think I saw your mouse, but I'm gonna go back and double check because I'm I'm not. I know I saw the February super cute mouse with the rainbow and the pot of gold. I saw it, but I want to make sure that I saw yours, that I know it was yours. Um, I saw Jody checking in, Kathleen, Sherry. I saw Lisa and Michelle. I saw Connie checking in. Frida's checking in with us. Let's see. Um, Melissa's here. Susan, Miss Judy, Jackie Ann, Maria, Annette, Karen, and Lori. Thank you guys so much for all coming to hang out. And I really do think this one's going to be super cute. I don't have an exact idea, but you know how I work. I have a general, plan, and we'll just figure it out from there. So let me show you where we're starting at. How about that? Okay. So like I said, happy days. If you haven't seen the subscriptions so far for this month, this is the stamp and die of the month. Mine came on white cardstock. Yours would come in normal packaging. So this is the Party Penguins stamp set. I mean, come on. They're so stinking cute, aren't they? I'm leaning the balloon one, but it might end up being the cupcake one. I'm not positive um, which one we're going to end up with on our card, but so adorable. And I love that the happy birthday does have the coordinating die. We're not going to use that. We're not going to need the coordinating die because our sentiment is going to be one of these giant best birthday ever stamps that fit inside this giant balloon die. So we're going to have that as our sentiment with then like a little penguin somehow on there and then fun, happy, bright paper. Um, but these are just so cool. If you didn't know, March is Pink and Main's birthday month. And so every March, um, the release is all birthday themed. Um, and yeah, it's gonna be a really good month. There's some really great things um, coming in the big release as well. So I want to take care of the sentiment first because I think it's going to help dictate which penguin we use. And this is such a big space that I really thought we could benefit from some ombre embossing. We have done this before, I think. But we're going to do it again. And it's going to be so cute. So let's see. We don't need this yet. I have a piece of my white cardstock already here. I'm thinking I look kind of like that it's party time. I think that would be really cute. I think that's the one. And we're just going to kind of stamp it in the center so we have room for our balloon. Um, you know what, Michelle? That's a great question. I didn't even pay attention to that. Hold on, I have it here. No, it's not a birthday mouse. It is more of a monthly themed mouse. I just looked in the box. It's over there. But hopefully we do get a birthday themed mouse at some point. I think that would be cute. All right, this is a lot of space. So I am gonna wipe my hand across that, stamp a bunch. We're gonna take an anti-static powder, magic powder brush and treat our cardstock really well. We need some embossing ink. And before I do this, let me get my piece of printer paper. Okay. Also, I need a new desk chair. This one, my husband sits in it when he does the dishes, and now it won't stay up. I keep like slowly sinking down. I need a new desk chair. But I can't really complain, because he's doing the dishes. So instead of being upset, I'm just gonna replace it. All right. So you can see a little bit that is stamped in place. I'll just shut this so I don't get powder everywhere. And I think I want blue on the top. So we want the its to be there. I want like half. And then this side, we're gonna tilt down, right? So that the blue is only touching parts where there was already blue as it falls away. And then the purple, we're gonna do the same thing, but from the other direction. Okay, there we go. That's so pretty. And because you still have a line, but there is a little bit of a blend there, from not like pressing, or I'm sorry, not like hard pouring, and by kind of like not dotting either, but like dropping it on so it kind of spread however it wanted to with that blue. It just gives you that little bit of a blurred edge versus like a hard line. If you wanted to make the different letter or different words different colors, I'm sure you could, just with some like very strategic like paper placement, but I really wanted the kind of blended edge. Michelle said it was 67 yesterday and now we're having a blizzard. You keep that with you. I don't want any of that. Oh my gosh, Sherry, you didn't know Pink and Main had embossing powder? When I melt this, we'll show you. And you're gonna have to go back into the archives, but we've done a full swatch of the whole rainbow of embossing powders. It took us 3 lives. All right, so because I have to put these back anyway, we'll just pull out the collection. Oh, goodness. All right, so here's my red, yellow, greens. Then we have our teal, blue, purple, and that's where these go back. There we go. Right, so beautiful. And then we have our pinks and neutrals. So those are all Pink and Main embossing powders. Plus there's clear, there's white. I think icicle doesn't fit in here anymore. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, here. These are the guys that live in my little bin. So I have icicle, frosting, clear, and detail clear. So all of the colors and then the regular, good all the time staples. Stay on my shelf. 10 out of 10 recommend. Love them. These have the prettiest sparkle, but I just think that that ombre is so fun, especially because those colors match like the Happy Days pattern paper so well. Miss Judy, those are from Target and they're regular, like they have them, I believe, all the time. They're part of the Bright Room collection. Here, I have a sticker on one. Whether you're just shopping at Target right now or not. Um, it's the modular 9 by 6 by 3 1/4 stackable tray. And I like them because they don't have a lid, but they do stack. So I have all my loose glitters in one. I have all my Pink and Main twines in one, right? And that way they can stand up, but I don't have to worry about keeping track of lids. Yeah, with lids, that's for sure. And then I have all my watercolor pigment powders in one. Okay. How do I get the other side of the rainbow prism foil? I honestly do not know, Sherry. I would email Libby. If you do like support, I think it's support at pinkandmain.com. That Libby would be able to help us with that one. Because you guys know I had a hard time with that one too. So I don't want to make any promises there. Yeah, Sherry, they're so good. They're so pretty. Oh, Stacy put in a big order from Scrap Mania today. Okay, so our little balloon, I guess I kind of, because there's some room to shift, right? This could be very centered. It could be over to the side if we're using the like flying penguin. We could shift it up or down a little bit. So let's see. I think he's going to block too much, even if we, well, I don't know, that's kind of cute, right? With him coming up along the side. But I also kind of just like this little cupcake guy is just speaking to me. Maybe both. I don't know. What's going to fit on our card? That's the other question, right? Let me grab a base. Those are all envelopes. Oh my gosh. All the other envelopes fell out. Stacey, I also really like that the balloon is round. And the other balloons in the set come as like a little trio, and you also get the strings. But yeah, I think a lot of times we see the like oblong oval balloon shapes. I like that this one's a little different. right? And like our little penguin and cupcake penguin. Yeah, we'll do both. So I'm going to put this a little to the side. And I don't want it like super tilted, but also just like a little bit tilted, a little bit at an angle. Let's go ahead and die cut this so we can start playing around with placement. And I am going to leave the edges of the balloon white, like the rest of the balloon white, because we're building this on pattern paper. And we'll figure out like the string part later. Just want to make sure this is right, and him like that. So cute. And then the little cupcake guy, our little string, we'll just like draw it or something. I don't know, or is this going to be long enough? It's not very long. It's not a big one. At an angle. We'll just draw it. Or use like real twine maybe. But yeah, very cute. Love him. I want to pick out my pattern paper now so I can use that as a guide to help me color. Originally, I was leaning either this really fun stripe or like the flowers maybe. I definitely want something with a lot of color. I like that, but the flowers don't scream birthday to me. Like the stripe is really fun and bright, and to me that says birthday. So I think we'll go with that. And I was like, I know there's a top to this somewhere. Hey, Kendra. Okay. And how about some yellow? I just want all of the sunshine on this card. I want all of the brightness, all of the like spring vibes. I don't have that blue or that purple, so let's just change it up. Michelle, that makes me so happy. Michelle said I was using a Spellbinders die and I needed clarification. I clicked on the first video and I heard, hi, friends. Hi, friends. Caitlin. That's so, I'm everywhere. Oh, my kids and I were outside today after work, plotting and planning our garden. And I want to fix up our old chicken coop and get some chicks this year. And my husband has another project going on. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I can do all these things myself. I don't want you to think I'm trying to make more work for you. And I was like, do you think I can do this? Like all of this that I'm planning? And he was like, yeah, I'm just worried about when you're going to have the time. You know what? That's true. I got 2 lives a week. I've been putting up 2 of my own YouTube videos every week. We got all the spring things coming with the kids and summer but you know what? We're going to make it work. We just get everything done. If you aren't watching Kayla Maven Crafting, you guys are so funny. All right, I'm going to stamp my two little penguins out on Copic Express It. I re-inked my asphalt ink, so fingers crossed. They might even be a little too inked. It's always that fine line, man. I'm not good at fine lines in general. And I'm also trying to teach my girls that while there's no shame in asking for help, um, that there's a lot of things that we can do ourselves, right? Like I might need my husband's help on like using the saw, like the big electrical saw, because those are scary. That's like dangerous potential, right? If I don't know what I'm doing, that's danger. But like I'm really good at using a drill. So it's like if if Dad cuts up some of the things that we need, if I measure and tell him what we need and he cuts it for us, like then we can just put it together and we can paint it and we can do like we can just surprise Dad, and just like do all of this and he can come back from his project and we can be like, man, look at what we did. So hopefully it works out that way. He also reminded me that we took apart the kids' old um, bunk beds, which we made out of wood, and they're just chilling out in the garage, already, pre-cut and in beautiful condition. Um, so we might just be sealing that and making whatever I need happen to be those dimensions, because then it's less work for both of us. That looks pretty good. And we already bought them, so basically it's free. Basically, I'm saving money. Like the paint would be free because I didn't have to buy the wood to make it. Melissa said you can do the saw. I've used it before. It's just been a while. My dad, I used to do construction jobs with my dad growing up. He would go all over the country building haunted houses for other people. And so a couple summers I got to go with him, and we were always working on our own business. So growing up, he made sure I knew at least the basics, which was always really good. Um, Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I think these colors are going to be really fun. All right, so I am going to pull this pattern paper down so we have it as a reference. I'm going to start by coloring in my penguins. Let's go for some cool grays, I think. Said girl power. And Brendan said girl math. Exactly. Cute paint is free if I repurpose wood we already have. That's my girl math. And any Starbucks I pick up on the way is free because it's like a tax expense, even though it's not, and it has nothing to do with that. But it's part of the job. So that's how that works. Trying to figure out what kind of chickens and when and where to get them has been the hardest part of this whole thing. We had chickens when we moved into our house. We inherited them. It was part of our deed. Part of the buying agreement or whatever, like the real estate agreement we had, was that we agreed to keep and care for the chickens when the other people left. Um, but chickens don't live forever. So It's been a couple years chickenless. We're not really supposed to have them in our neighborhood, but I'm hoping if I share some eggs and some stuff from our garden that our kind neighbors might look the other way. Fingers crossed. We also decided we're going to do a cut flower garden this year. So we're still going to have veggies, but we're adding in an extra raised bed, and we're going to repurpose some of our older ones. Yeah, Brennan, for real. Yeah, all the chicken content all the time. And my kids are a little nervous about like having to be around full-grown chickens, but they've agreed that seeing them as babies might help make them a little braver. And the ones I'm trying to get are supposed to be very sweet and like calm. The ones we had before were not sweet or calm. They were crazy. So, right? These penguins are so cute, Karen. I agree. Just going in with lighter, cool gray markers to give them a little shading on their little center belly sections. Neat. I go in with a little colorless blender just to make sure there's no harsh edges to any of that. The temperature changing is really sending my markers for a loop. And then they have blush spots drawn on. So obviously we must fill those. They're little cheekies. Okay. We need some orange for their little feet and beaks. Beaks, right? We're going with a little YR09 just on the feet because the beak is so tiny. Let's fill that in with YR04. Right? So cute. Okay, now for our balloons and our hat. Obviously, the hat and the striped balloon should just match this. So how about a YG 25 and 23 maybe? We're just going to do 2 color blends for all of these. That's not enough difference. We're going to just fill for it. We're going to pull in some YG01. Sorry guys, you know I like to put my caps on screen, but if these keep leaking like this, I'll just have to say what they are out loud. Go back in with a little more of that 23, just because some of that darker shade got lost in there. Okay, a little green and green. Yeah, Melissa, my kids, I get it, but the ones that I'm looking at are supposedly don't really peck either. So I'm hoping that we'll get ones that fit, you know, all of the stereotypes of that breed. And we'll get some sweet babies. Plus, I think if you socialize them more as chicks, it helps a little. All right, so there's some bright yellow. We already have our orange in their feet, so let's pop over to a blue, and we're looking for kind of like a medium, maybe like 16, 12. And the hat is so small, I'm just shading one side. Bring in a little 14. I was really trying to stick to 2 color blends, but it's just not a great one for that. All right, blue is not the best. A little purple and then pink. That purple to me looks a little more in the like BVs. Like a little BV04. Just a touch of that and a little BV02. And then our pink is like a very, it's a little on the cool toned side. We don't want like a hot pink. Hmm. So pink. That's neat. That should work. So a little RV23 and RV21. We'll just add it to the dot on that little pom-pom on the hat. Okay, so at least we have all of our colors picked out. Kathleen, that's the most terrifying thing I think I could have possibly read in the comments. Oh, Kathleen, I'm so sorry that that happened to you. That's so messed up. We're going to go in with the Y13, the lighter yellow, and fill in these stars. And I think I'm going to grab, we have a RV25. I'm going to use it very sparingly, but I think we're going to make this center balloon a little pink. And I don't think the 2 shades would have been enough on their own. So we'll bring in just a little bit of that darker. And I'm kind of making this loose oval, leaving a little gap around the edges. Oh yeah, Melissa, geese are crazy. Like geese will mess you up, geese and swans. And here we get a ton of those Canadian geese. And when they start to lay eggs, man, they will chase you down. They have like no fear. Okay, and then maybe purple and green. Let's get one more UV. 4. I might not have a good copy of this. And bring in a little 17. This time, because there's so much balloon hanging over, I'm going to bring that shadow all the way under. And then just at the top, we'll kind of bring it around like an outline, and then just a little loose C shape over there. Just start pulling that color out a little bit. Brandon got bit by a goose. That's so scary. Okay, there's our purple balloon. And just need some green. And we're going to use all of these same colors in our little cupcake penguin. All right. So we'll let that dry for a minute while we do our other penguin, and then we'll go in and add our white highlights to our balloon. Now this little guy, I think I kind of like having this little extra touch of pink for both of them. So I'm going to add a little shadow everywhere where, part of the frosting is overlapping. And I'm also going to add some to the bottom part of these little like drips that are happening. We'll just start to pull that color out with the 23. Then we'll come in with that 25 and just fill in the rest. For our, I guess the frosting on his head should be pink too. Oh my gosh, Linda. That's scary, scary. Like geese is one thing, but a horse, like that's crazy. You guys have all really been through it. Yeah, Sherry, I don't see Virginia either. So hopefully she's just busy. Maybe hopefully she's doing something fun without us. Let's add, I like that color. Just some different sprinkles. And we'll add a little blue for our candle. How about that? And then let's let our little wrapper be white. We'll still shade it in with some grays, some of the same cool grays we used for our penguin's belly. But the balloon, this balloon has so much white space that I think a little white somewhere else will be a nice touch. So we'll bring in a little bit of C5 under the icing waves, and then a little bit at the bottom. And I'm just going to flick that just a touch higher around each like little wrapper fold. So that was C5. We'll blend that out with some C3. And I also really like those metallic cupcake wrappers too. So if this ends up looking a little like that, I'm not going to be upset about it. And then we'll jump all the way to C0. And leaving some white in the middle should help to keep it from looking gray. It should still look white, but that way it doesn't look forgotten. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fit these. Let me just try this here. And I'm not mad about her saving on some packaging. And hopefully some. No, I just take them apart and stuff them in the back of my stamp packaging anyway. Okay, we have balloon penguin and we have penguin. Okay, you're supposed to stay on there. Present penguin. And when we're done, we gotta add our white highlights still. Mm, okay, let's pop in everything back and see about all of this coming together. Sure, yeah, the kits are crazy. Like the value you get is unreal. All right. Well, we know that this is going on the base no matter what. So let's start with that. Okay. I just want to make sure that this little sliver of yellow is enough because we could always trim that down more if we need to. I think that's so cute with like a little twine coming down. I think the little yellow mat is good. I think I like that it's thin. All right, let's pop our balloon up. Let me figure out twine, I guess, first. So let's see. We could do a little purple with our purple. That's fun. Ooh, or yellow. I like purple. Yeah, a little purple. Because I think I want to kind of wind this around first. So I'm gonna literally just wrap it and take a tiny piece, I can get a tiny piece of washi to hold this top string in place. Okay, so I have my washi. I'm gonna wrap it twice. I'm going to attempt a little liquid glue. If you had like a glue dot, that would probably be ideal. Yeah, that tape's too much. That seems like it'll be okay now. So that our balloon is kind of wrapped and then this part comes down. Let's add our foam now that our backing situation looks pretty decent. Purple. Oh, good. I didn't even look. I'm so glad you guys agree. Okay, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Let's attach our pattern paper. So we have our nice little thin yellow mat. And we have our balloon. And I think the balloon hangs off the edge just a little onto the yellow. I'm very okay with that. I think I kind of want to see if I can make like a little twirl in our twine. I really like the idea of that, but I don't know how I'm going to get it to stick. How about some more liquid glue? I'm going to just take a little bit on my finger and like crisscross it on itself. Right? And then like where that is, glue it to the cardstock. I feel like that'll dry down. Just like a little touch of glue right on that yellow. Oh no. This is definitely one that needs like a little bit of time and like an acrylic block to hang on it. But the potential is there. I will report back and let you know if this ends up drying the way I want it to. I'm going to add some foam just to the bottom of this penguin because Part of him overlaps the balloon, which I really love. That his candle overlaps there. And let's see which part of this doesn't overlap. So that's in the wrong spot. Okay, so you're good there. His little hat is just like made to fit right in that spot. So this whole bottom part of his belly should be in the clear. Okay. I keep forgetting to do his highlights. There we go. All right. I also think just like a little bit of shading on this like gray shading basically on our die cut balloon would be good. C3. We'll keep it simple and just going with a little CO to blend that out. But there's so much shading going on in our whole card that it feels weird to just have this like blob of white. And then we'll go in with a little colorless blender. Yeah, the foam bottom penguin. Exactly, Dawn. Oh, goodness. Dawn, I'm pretty sure Sarah, that fat bottom girl, was like one of her required songs that got played at her wedding. I think that was her. I could be wrong. Pretty sure that was her, though. So, yeah, I think that's our card. I think it's so cute. It feels very different. And you know what? The too much gene in me was like, you do have these little diamond confetti sequins right here. We could see if they're cute. Like I know there's already a lot of sparkle and stuff happening with the sentiment, but it could be cute. You never know unless you at least like dabble them on. See, I like that. I don't think it's too much. It's already a lot. Like at this point, it's a very fun, whimsical card. Why not add a little extra sparkle, right? A little shine to go with our glitter. And a couple of them are going to be like tucked under, so they're not even like aggressively shiny. That's girl math too. Linda, never too much sparkle. You would think, but I'm pretty sure I've proved that thought wrong before. Our little, why aren't you writing? Our little white highlight. This pen is not my friend today. Okay, there is our completed card. A little shine, a little glitter. I mean, look at that glitter on that sentiment. Isn't that so fun? And I love how the colors work with that pattern paper. I love our sweet little penguins. I'm really digging this. It is definitely dried. It's not waving or moving. I feel very confident in that string. But I think the little stripy twine with the stripy background is fun. Linda, yes, I used, where'd they go? I put them back. I used Lilac and Clear Day embossing powders. And we stamped the whole thing at once. I poured the blue and then dumped it down so it didn't touch the rest of it. And then dumped the purple and then flipped that down. So that's how we got a pretty cool blend. And you can see, like I said, there is some actual like overlap blend there. It's not just a harsh line. So that sparkle just gets me every time, man. I love those. All right, well, that is our card for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Seems like you did. A little peek at the stamp and die of the month, some of the stuff from the Crafty Courtyard Kit. You guys know Donna usually plays with the Courtyard Kit more in the way it was intended. She does her lives. As far as I know, she's live tomorrow. So if you want to see more of the Crafty Courtyard Kit, check her out tomorrow. I will be back here on Thursday. I think we're going to play with the flower greenhouse from last week. And we might be adding in some kind of foil something because you guys know I love to share the foil of the month with you too. So we might have to play with some foil, maybe even if it's we're adding some foil to flowers in our greenhouse. I don't know yet. Maybe our sentiment. If you have any ideas, you know you can always leave them in the comments for me, and I'll check them out. Let's see. Brennan said, roses are red, violets are blue. Enter the monthly challenge. It's a fun thing to do. So there is a Pink and Main monthly challenge that you can enter. So go do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much, like I said, for coming to hang out with me. I will be back here on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Put your request down in the comments and I will come back to check. I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow and I will see you soon. Until next time, happy crafting, guys. Good night.